Alright, is this working? I hope that it is. I'm having a slow morning. It's 7 o'clock and the kid has to go to school very shortly. But I got really, really bad sleep last night. It is, I don't know. I woke up like at 1 and I don't think I went back to sleep until like 4. So I'm tired. And I hate this because this messes up the day so bad. But I'm going to roll with it. I'm gonna have a slow morning so that I can have a productive afternoon. Where usually I don't really have such a productive afternoon. But we're gonna try. We are gonna try right now. And this is not focusing on my face. Here we go. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Angela. Coffees, but Starbucks has the better drinks lately. The question is this too big? I need to make a sign for our PTA Mardi Gras thing that we were doing, and I want it to be big, but I don't know. Hello. Angela here. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in to watch another video. I am going to do a home vlog today. It's going to be a day in the life. Look, I'm just kicking my shoes off in the kitchen. Shouldn't be doing that. So I got these like little microphone things that I hope are working. I hope the little sound quality is better. These are not expensive ones. These are the cheap ones because I don't make that much money from YouTube, so hey, better audio, more people need to watch the videos. Anyway, remember when I said that I was going to have a slow day? I've done nothing but the opposite. I guess I could have just gotten up and worked out this morning, but I am home now, and I'm going to take some time to chill out. I went to Michael's, and I bought some vinyl, this cheap vinyl right here, because I need to make the signs for the Mardi Gras party for next week. I also bought some Mardi Gras mask for my child so that she can have one to wear to the party. And hey, it's 9:45 and I didn't eat breakfast because I thought after I got my coffee, I was going to come back home, and I didn't because I went to Lowe's. I almost drove to Mid-County and turned around, talked on the phone, went to Michael's. Now I'm back here. I did settle on the huge yard signs, so I need to make those and put those out on Sunday for the party. But in the meantime, I'm kind of hungry and I don't know what to eat. Let's go look in the pantry. Also, I realized that my microphone from earlier was not plugged in. So let's see what we got. Welcome to the messy pantry. The lighting is yellow. I'm very sorry. But I do have one of these legendary Pop-Tart things. I don't know if anyone has had these, but they are delicious. They are very pricey. They are like $3 each. But the legendary Pop-Tart 20 grams of protein things are delicious. And I highly recommend them to people. But I'm not going to eat this right now because this is what happens when you don't prep breakfast, and I should have done that this week. Every day I'm like, man, should have prepped those overnight oats, and I didn't. I'm sorry, it was all up in, I forgot I have the thing. So I'm going to go ahead and I guess make some eggs. Not that, no, I'm not. I really don't. I'm not in the mood. So I'm probably just going to eat a muffin Already drank some coffee. I just need to eat something so I can take my vitamins. Longest intro ever. Thanks for watching. How crazy it's been. Okay, so I've been doing a lot of arts and crafts things up till now, and I was just gonna go over the books that I read last month, January, so that we could talk about it. Now, first, I'm going to start with, this is not going to be in order, but I just need to charge my Kindle before I go to the gym. So the first book that I read, I don't know if you can see this here, is can you see that? I don't know. The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. This book has been on my TBR for a really long time. And it is a cozy fantasy. I thought that this was a mid-grade book, but then some of the issues in the book, I don't know. I don't know if people might let their kids read this. It wasn't anything bad. It's just like, I know that there are a lot of controversial topics. You know, there's relationship things in there. But the message of the book, I guess, would be very mid-grade. It was just like, be nice to everybody, and then everything will be different and things will be good. This book kind of, I already closed it. Hold on, let me go charge it. The House in the Cerulean Sea, it kind of reminded me of The Keeper of Enchanted Secrets, which I read. Another light, like cozy mystery. Cozy fantasy. It's fantasy because it's like magical. So basically, Linus, he works for Dicamy, which is, I forget what it stands for, but they like go check the orphanages to make sure that all of the magical kids are being looked after. And it's just, so Linus has to travel to this island where he has to go check on these kids. I think he was hired so that they could find a reason to shut down the orphanage. But instead he goes there and he meets all the kids. I think there are 5 kids. One of them is a blob. One of them is the Antichrist. One of them is a gnome, and then a wyvern, and something else. Can't remember right now. But yeah, so basically along the way he finds himself and he falls in love, and he falls in love with the kids, and like he's a person that's by the book. So like when he goes there, he has to learn to think outside the box and see things differently. And it's just kind of about the evolution of that and having a found family. The high point of the book was the Antichrist character. His name is Lucy, and the comedic timing was just great. And like the character development of the kids, he was probably one of my favorite kids. He like says stuff for shock value, and it's absolutely amazing. So I gave that book 3.75 stars. It was, like I said, it was light. It was cozy. You know, like if you want to dip your toe into like the magical realm, that's what it was. I also rated it kind of low because it did remind me of the other books, and that kind of just happens a lot. But you know, it wasn't a bad book. It's been on my TBR for like 2 years, so I don't know why I decided to read it, but I just did, and I'm glad that I did. Okay, so now we're gonna kind of get back in order. So was that the last book I read? I don't remember. Okay, so the next book I read, or the first book I read of the month, was Ace of Spades by Farida Abike. I don't want to mess up your name. Here's the book right here. I found this book because it was a buy one, get one free book at Barnes & Noble, and it was like the YA, it says our monthly pick. I think it was a YA book, and it was kind of advertised as Gossip Girl meets Get Out. And I was like, okay, that's not, that sounds very interesting. So I've read the book. The first half of the book was amazing. They have a Gossip Girl type character named Aces that is targeting these kids. And so like we're building up to why these kids are being targeted, what kind of dirt Aces has on them. And then slowly but surely, I don't want to give too much away about the book because I actually think that this is a book that people should read. So it basically it unravels the mystery of what Aces or who Aces is and why Aces is doing this. And it's a huge book about racial issues in society. Obviously, that's the Get Out part of it. So if you've seen that movie and you know what Gossip Girl is, this is kind of a book that you would be interested in. I was kind of wondering how come more people did not talk about this book. And it's because there are a lot of things in this book that will make people feel uncomfortable. Like I said, I want to talk more about this book, but I feel like that the main parts of the book will give it away and you just wouldn't want to read it. And if you are interested in reading, then I want you to read it and I want you to have like an open mind about it. So I don't want to get in your head about it. The book was good. The first half was great. And then after we kind of like found out the secret and why, it kind of felt flat to me because it just felt like that we were trying to rush an ending. So like it was a slow burn and then all of a sudden it was just like, oh, we have to end the book because it's, maybe getting a little bit too long. But I enjoyed the book. I'm trying to see how many pages it is. 415. Yeah, so it's told in two different point of views. One is Chiamaka, which is a popular girl in school, and Devin, which is a less popular guy in school. And at the beginning of the year, they get like all of these accolades. And Chiamaka's been working towards this like forever. And Devin's just kind of trying to go under the radar. He's thrust into the forefront. You just have to unravel why and what's happening and a lot of those things. So I gave this book 4 stars. It would have been higher if the ending would have been better. The next book that I read, okay, I know you've seen this before, Magnolia Parks. I am rereading all the Magnolia Parks books because, okay, well, let me be honest. I've only read the first 2 because I love the series so much. And I know that that doesn't make sense. So the 5th book is coming out the day before Valentine's Day. And I wanted to go ahead and read the book because then the series is going to continue. I've only read the first 2. So I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and steamroll through these books and reread them. I've reread Magnolia Parks. I love BJ. I love Magnolia. I love the whole universe. I know that it's toxic. I know it's not for everyone. They definitely give Chuck and Blair from Gossip Girl. But that's another reason why I love it. And rereading it, I was like, okay, yes, 4.25 stars. Why not 5? Because it's just not there for me yet. It's still one of my favorite series. I'm saying that and I haven't even read the other books. So I have a whole blog post about this on my blog. It's probably the most read blog on my blog. I'll link it down below. But yes, Magnolia Parks, read it. Daisy Hates. And then the other books that are coming after that. So good. So good. And the last book that I read this month, what was it? I don't remember. That's not true. I do remember. I'm blanking now because I'm recording this video. Okay. Oh, The Celebrants. Okay. Now, after I read this book, then I was going to go ahead and move on to Daisy Hates. But then all of a sudden my library loans are starting to come through. So it's like, I'm not really dictating my TBR. The library is. So I read The Celebrants by Stephen Rowley. This is a book that I've been eyeing ever since it's come out. It's still in hardcover. And even when Barnes & Noble had the 33% off, I was like, man, maybe I should buy that book. But I didn't, but my library loan came through. And it's about this group of friends that come together to have funeral celebrations for each other in the times that they actually need it. It's a group of college friends. They lost one of their friends in college. They made a pact. This is the one thing that kind of holds them together. They don't like really talk to each other all the time. True friends can can go months without talking to each other, but then come back together. So that's kind of like this story. So the friends come together, they help each other, and it's a story about friendship, most importantly, and then a story of second chances, of like not giving up on yourself even in your darkest moments, so that you can move forward. I mean, the book was beautifully written at the beginning. When I first picked up the book, I was like, there's no way, I don't know if I want to read this. You know, I've been in a somber mood. I was just like, I don't know if this is the right move for me right now. But I was like, let me just go ahead and read it. It took me a little while to get into it. My camera's flashing. But I decided to just keep with it. And as the chapters kept going, and each chapter was about each different friend. And so like, as we heard each of their stories and how they chose to celebrate their funerals and all that, it was just so endearing. And then, I don't know, it was just beautifully written. A story about friendship and second chances and never giving up on yourself, because you mean something. You are enough, and all of those things. I highly, highly recommend that book. I gave it 4.5 stars. So go pick that up. Literary fiction at its finest. So those are the books that I read last month. My camera's flashing. I need to go pick up some packages, but I also need to go to the gym. So while I'm out, I'm going to go to the gym, pick up my packages, and come back home. Later. This is not a good look, but I have last minute decided that I am going to go outside and try to run for the first time in almost 2 months. So I'm a little bit nervous about this. Not that like the act of running is going to be hard. Like, yes, it's going to be hard, but like, I just hate having to take the time off and then like rebuild. And I wasn't like at my strongest point anyway, so mentally it was probably the best thing for me to do. But now we have to start over. And the sad reality is that with all of this that happened, I couldn't run my favorite race in Louisiana because I was restricted. And because of that, now that I really haven't run in a long time. So I had signed up for a race in March that I don't even think that I'm going to be able to do. And by the time that I feel like that I'm going to be ready to run, I'm going to have missed all of the perfect running weather. It's going to be like the end of March and April, and then around here, half marathon season is over. So that kind of sucks. And I'm not really in the position to travel because, school for taught and everything. So it's a lot. I have a lot of emotional things going through me because of what happened. And, it's kind of like starting over. And I don't really want to do that. But one day at a time, folks. One day at a time.